Blessed is the man who trusts in the Lord, whose hope is the Lord. Today's reading from the prophet Jeremiah sets a great contrast between those who trust in God and those who trust in other people. The imagery used is agricultural. Those who trust in human beings are like shrubs or bushes in a desert or wasteland that don't bear any fruit, while those who trust in God are like giant trees that have roots and grow and even bear fruit. Now, the point's not to encourage us to be constant skeptics of other people, but rather to encourage us to trust in God more than we trust in other people. Jeremiah is writing in troubled times, and sometimes it's hard to trust God in difficult times. Jeremiah is writing here probably just before the exile, when the kingdom of Judah is caught in the middle of a conflict between Egypt and Babylon. The people of Judah, incidentally, are also dealing with the return of idolatry that seems to have crept up again after the death of the great reformer, King Josiah, who worked so hard to rid the nation of idolatrous practices. There's kind of a political bent to the message of Jeremiah. The kings of Judah ought to be focused on trusting in, and so also serving, the Lord, rather than pleasing foreign emperors. You see, kingdoms rise and kingdoms fall, but God is everlasting. Now, sometimes we feel like we're in troubled times. In fact, every time we watch or read the news, we're told that the times we're in are deeply troubled. And sometimes that's more true than at other times. But the fact actually remains the same. Our reliance upon and our dependence upon God is the important thing and ought to be the constant thing in our lives. As I mentioned, sometimes this trust is hard to stick to, especially when we're in times of personal or communal crisis. So let us today pray for the ability and wisdom to constantly place our trust in God in both good and bad times.